Hello class, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our research paper that we're getting ready to embark. This research paper should be done in APA style, and I've given you a PowerPoint and 3 or 4 videos talking about APA style and the type of style that we're looking for in our paper. But this research paper will be a 5-page paper, and if you look at the directions over on our assignments tab, you should print you out a copy, and I'm going to go by the copy right now, just kind of give you an overview of what we're looking for. You're going to be given 4 different theories. These are business theories that relates to communication and relates to business communication. One of the theories is path-goal theory. We have leader-member exchange theory, or LMX. We have transformational leadership theory, and then finally servant theory. Now you get to choose any 2 of those 4. And what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 theories and you're going to combine them together to make a new theory. Anytime you take 2 things and combine them together, you get something different. 2 colors, you get a different color. 2 ingredients, you get a different product. Same thing with these theories. So I want you to kind of do some research on your own. See which 2 theories that you really like. And you're going to be able to use at least 2 websites for each theory and 1 journal for each theory, which means you should have a total of at least 6 references. If you want to use more websites, feel free. And I'd encourage you, if you can, to use more than 2 websites. So let's look at the construction of the paper. On your first sheet, which is your cover sheet, you're going to have the title of your new theory that you're going to create. You're going to call it something new. For example, if you choose the path-goal theory and the servant leadership theory, you may combine those 2, find some of the interesting aspects of one theory and some other aspects of another theory, and you're going to put those together. You may use the thesaurus and try to find another word for goal and maybe another word for servant and come up with your own name. So on that front cover, your title of your page will be in the middle, and I'll explain this in the PowerPoint. Then you will have your name and your school's name. So depending on what college you're going to, that is what you'll put on the cover sheet. And that'll be page 1, along with a running head and the title of your theory. Page 2, this is where you'll start your theory. So the first theory that you choose, whether it be path-goal or if it be LMX, you'll give a brief 2-3 paragraph summary of the theory. And then you're going to look at a journal article. And I explained on the PowerPoint how to go through the journal article, and also on this sheet of paper that's in our assignments tab, I've given you some step-by-step ways to look at the library and get the journals from your school library. And these journals are kind of dry reading, but you want to summarize what type of research was done in that, was accomplished in that journal. Then you'll go to your second journal and do the same thing. You can even add some things in both of those paragraphs, those reviews. Have you ever worked for someone that seemed like they were a transformational leader or used the LMX? If you become a leader, would you like to use one of those types, the LMX or servant or path-goal? Then the very last part is where you combine them together and you come up with your new theory. You can repeat some things that you had already stated about one theory and the other. Tell the audience how you're going to combine them and what it's going to be called, and then in your conclusion mention how you think it could be used in your field of study after you graduate. And this is a lot of this is guess, but it can be used, and you may, or somebody that you know, may be using something like that. Then finally, on our 5th page, That's going to be the reference page. Now in other types, for example in MLA they call it bibliography, but in APA we call it reference page. You'll have the reference centered, and then you'll give your references. I've got some websites, links also in our APA tab to give you some ideas on how to do some bibliography or the references with one author, two authors, more than two authors. If it comes from a journal, or if it comes from a website, or if the website doesn't have an author. All that will be supplied for you. And you also may want to check out a website called Purdue OWL. They have a lot of good information on that. So this is going to be our assignment for the month. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.